Hey guys, this is Mark from Oceoholic. Today I'm here with yet another Z170 unboxing video, and this time we're going to have a close look at the ASRock Z170 Extreme 7 Plus. This is actually yet another high-end Z170 motherboard, and you will see why very soon. Yeah, if we have a quick look at the front cover of the box, we see the brand name, and apparently it supports HDMI, DTS, it's ready for Windows 10, it supports Crossfire and SLI. There is a Z170 chipset inside, and Intel Core processors of the 6th generation are supported as well. So these are the new Skylake CPUs. Um, yeah, then we see some like marketing stuff. Super alloy motherboard, stable and reliable. Super alloy is like a little hint towards the power design of this board, the kind of components that are being used by ASRock in this case. And yeah, here we see free bundle front USB 3.0 panel. This is actually, yeah, it lets you add another two USB 3.0 ports to the front of your computer. So yeah, let's have a look at the side. Yeah, ASRock Z170 Extreme 7 Plus, Super Alloy, blah blah blah. And here we go on with the chipset and CPU supported, mentioned again, and some more blah blah blah, and more blah blah blah. And here we have a handle to carry the box nicely. Okay, that's been the boring part. Let's go to the back side of the motherboard. Yeah, okay. ASRock is apparently targeting this motherboard for designers and enthusiasts. That's why we're seeing such a handsome little bloke in front of a computer doing something. I don't know if he knows what he's doing, but whatever. Um, yeah, I mean apparently this is a board that comes with lots of features, especially on the storage side. So it does make sense to target this board at professional users. So we definitely we can agree with that as well. Then yeah, USB 3.1 is supported with up to 10 gigabit per second bandwidth. There are Type A and Type C connectors. Don't know if you can see this on the window. This is a Type A, and this down here is a Type C. The Type C one are these oval or elliptic thingies where you can plug in the cables in any direction you kind of like want. And then there is that front panel which gives you another two USB 3.1 ports. Yeah, cool stuff. You attach it in with a what is it? A SATA Express on your motherboard, and it gets additional power and stuff, so on and so forth. There is dual Intel LAN on this motherboard. I kind of like this. I do like the Intel LAN controllers. I don't really see any excuse me, any benefit in having a killer LAN. And apparently, I mean, it's just like the software suite that kind of like sets the different solutions apart from each other. Um, yeah, then it says half size mini PCIe, a convenient interface that can be used for connecting Wi-Fi cards. Okay, yeah, we get that. Cool thing to have. Then there are four PCIe 3.0 x16 slots, which is also very nice. You can plug in like up to three graphics cards, and you can choose whether you want to use this PCIe 3.0 or this one. Gives you some kind of like freedom to choose. Yeah, apparently there are two Quadro. Oh no, there's a Quadro and the FirePro card from NVIDIA and ATI. So that's also another indicator that ASRock wants to market this particular port to professionals. Yeah, there we go with the 12-phase power design. Reinforced system stability for taking on all sorts of arduous computing tasks. Okay, that's how you put it in a nice way. So basically, this is a very stable and a very capable power design. Um, yeah, and apparently you could also use it to overclock your CPU. There is this thing is definitely capable enough to run your CPU at like insane clock speeds. Yeah, let's go on connecting kind of like dots here. Yeah, go with this one here from the heatsink. So XXL aluminum alloy heatsink. Okay, cool. Yeah, as we will see when we have the board in our hands, These heatsinks, they're really high, very high quality. They feel very nice. They have a good touch, and yeah, very nice design. So, and if you go follow here, that is a choke which is being connected here. So premium 60 amps power choke. So basically every single phase has a choke which is capable of like, or you can load it with up to 60 amps. Then apart from that, there are dual stack Mosfets, provides enhanced V-core voltage for the motherboard. Yeah, those dual stack Mosfets, they are also have those are very high quality Mosfets. And then a more efficient power supply for the CPU V-core. And then there are Nishikon 12K platinum caps. These are some where they are. So these are those kind of like gold ones. I'll show you those in detail later on. Those are also very very high quality with a lifespan of at least 12,000 hours. Most high-end motherboards these days feature like black 10K caps. So, and with 10,000 hours of lifespan at least, and these are of even higher quality in this case. Okay, and yeah, if you go here, we see where are we? Premium memory alloy choke. Yeah, that's basically this the same again. There are also very high quality chokes on the memory side. Two of them actually, because there are two phases, one for each DDR channel. DDR4 actually on this motherboard. If you don't already know that, the Z170 chipset and Intel Skylake CPUs, they support DDR4 meanwhile. Okay, then there is DigiPower that is connected to here, okay, somewhere in the socket. That basically means like there is a digital power design on this motherboard for smooth and efficient V-core voltage. Okay, yeah, apparently. So, and the memory here, where this one is connected, supports up to DDR4 3500 plus in overclock mode. So, as I already pointed out in another one of these unboxing videos, the thing with the memory overclocking is always it's not really, or to a small extent, it's the motherboard which plays a role as well in memory overclocking, but the biggest part is down to the CPU's integrated memory controller, as well as to the memory chips which are on the DIMMs you plug in. So it's good to know basically that this motherboard has already been pre-tested by the vendor, that it runs 3500 megahertz at least. But you can expect with the right CPU and good memory to maybe reach even 4000 or 4500. And yeah, as we already see these days, the world records for DDR4 frequencies are tumbling over and over again, and I think they're now at like 46 or 4800 megahertz on DDR4 with Z170. Yeah, then we have three dots here. Those are actually cool ones. So triple ultra M.2 32 gigabit per second. So every single slot, if you plug in an M.2 SSD, gets connected via 4 PCI Express Gen 3 lanes. And actually this whole thing is like shared with the SATA ports which you have up here. So basically, if you use the one on top, then like the first two SATA ports cannot be used. If you use the second one, then the another two SATA ports cannot be used, and so on and so forth. I guess you get where this is going. Yeah, there are some more detailed specs. I'll talk about this when I have the board in my hands. Otherwise, I'll talk about everything without the board in hand. So, well, boring. Purity Sound 3. That is basically ASRock's name for a beefed up audio solution where you have an ALC 1150 codec on board, and then you get some Nishikon caps to improve or to like reduce the signal noise and so on and so forth. and also what's supported is 600 ohm headphones. So you can even connect like studio grade headphones to this motherboard, and it's able to supply them with enough punch that you actually hear something. Because otherwise the problem is, I mean, if you have like, for example, those in-ear headphones you plug into your smartphone, those are usually 32 ohms, so that's very low resistance. And if you give them like a signal with some strength, you easily get out quite a lot of volume. But if you then go with like a higher quality headset which has like 150 ohm of impedance, then that signal in the end becomes more silent when you have it on your ears. So you actually need a powerful headphone amplifier on the motherboard to really offer this kind of signal strength. And apparently it needs to be of a higher quality, because otherwise you have some background noise and stuff, and it's not going to sound nice. So yeah, vendors are really doing a lot these days to improve the onboard audio. Okay, let's go inside. First of all, we have a look at the delivery. There is the manual, apparently. Then we have a I/O shield, and then there is a screw to attach an M.2 drive. Then there is an other screw to attach another M.2 drive and another. And here we go with a solid two-way SLI bridge. Okay, cool. And okay, that is, what is that? That is a USB 2.0 cable for one to plug in one USB port, because it's only one, because this one is only half the width. As you can see, this one is twice the width. SATA cable, and here we have that special adapter cable which you need for this one, and that is actually the front bay, where you have another USB 3.1 Type A and a 3.1 Type C connector. There's actually quite a lot of hardware inside here. No, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. This cable, that's not a USB 2, that's looks like, here it says power PWR Con 1, so that's another power connector. Okay, good to know. Yeah, you see here SATA power plug. Yeah, a PCB chip. What is it? Yeah, it's an AS media chip. Okay, yeah, cool thing. Make sure that you definitely have enough USB 3.0 ports on your motherboard. So, and yeah, as I said, the additional cable. Let's move these buggers out of the picture. And yeah, now there's SATA, not a bunch of SATA cables, actually two. There are 4 SATA cables in the delivery, then another screw to attach, I don't know what, to be honest. Driver CD, cool stuff. And I quickly want to go through the manual to the specs page, because that's quite interesting because of the 3 M.2 slots, because here you can see how they are shared with the SATA ports. Maybe I find it. So maybe you could see this. So here it says the M.2 1, SATA 3 0, SATA 3 underlined 1, and SATA underlined exp 0 share lanes. If either of them is in use, the others will be disabled. So yeah, that's basically what I already said when we were looking at the back of the box. And this means if you use an M.2 slot, it will deactivate some of the SATA ports. Important thing to know, that you don't run into like some issues where you think, oh, what the fuck, why did I connect this and it's not working now? So yeah, make sure you check this manual in this case, that there is no weird surprise which you didn't expect. This is very nicely packed with an additional foam piece. So even with rough shipment, there is still some kind of like bolstering going on. Cool stuff. But yeah, we don't need the box anymore. We want to see this board. Okay, then we need to remove this box. Yeah, that's always quite a fight on the table. Okay, here we are. So, okay, that's been enough with shutting up. Let's keep on talking. I believe this is a very beautiful board, and it's actually cool that ASRock kind of like, although I mean I've really not been a fan of black and gold, but this like not really being black and gold, but more like black and copper, um, makes it less flamboyant yet very good looking. I do like this combination. This has class, this has style, and it's really not that flashy stuff in kind of like the cheap way flashy. So yeah. So apparently, if we have a look at the heat sinks, they are all made from aluminum. The board itself is very heavy, which actually means the heat sinks are very heavy because I mean the PCB and all the plastics part on top of it, that's not really like making a lot of weight. But as I said, those big chunks of or nice chunks of aluminum make it look really nice. The VRM heatsinks are connected by a 6 mm heat pipe, always good to have. And then you can also see ASRock also decided to go for like a complete shroud as you find it on the Asus boards, covering the sound chip area where you see the Nishikon caps, the nice little filter caps here. And below here you also have the ALC 1150 codec from Realtek. So yeah, cool. And here is the other shroud that you don't see the naked connectors up here. Just looks like much cleaner and so and on and forth, blah blah. Yeah, let's have a detailed walk around the board. There is an HD audio connector, there is a COM port, there is a, you can connect the TPM module, there is a clear CMOS jumper. Long time that I've last seen a clear CMOS jumper, but yeah, if that bugger up here doesn't work, you can do it with this one, because that's a clear CMOS button. It's even written up here, ZLRBTN1. Yeah, that's it. Then you have a BIOS selector. There are two BIOS on this board. You can select between BIOS A and BIOS B, and here you can already see the two BIOSes. That is a front. That is the actual connector for the front panel. For that cable, I actually have mistaken for a USB, a single USB 2.0 port. And yeah, if you want to attach more USB 2.0 there, you can go with even 6 additional ones. Here you connect all the buttons you have on your computer, like power reset and then HD LED and so on and so forth. This one is the first SATA Express header, as you can see here. It consists as usual from 2 SATA ports and another thingy that like coordinates the data between the 2 SATA ports. And here we go on with 2 more SATA ports, SATA Express connectors, and 4 more SATA ports. And as I already mentioned, there are 3 SATA Express ports on this board, and they're all shared with the Ultra M.2. So if you decide to use one of these, or like this one, then it will deactivate the SATA Express 0. I think that's the one down here. If you use this M.2, then it will deactivate the one on top, and if you use the third one, it will deactivate this one. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Debug display, always like it, cool stuff. Yeah, that's the important stuff about the SATA Express and M.2 ports. Really keep that in mind if you buy this board and populate one of these slots, or 2, or even all 3. Then there are only two PCI Express Gen 3 X1 ports. Honestly, I think this is enough. I don't understand why other vendors put like 4. I don't really think that there is a need to put 4 PCI Express X1 cards on a motherboard, so I think this is a good choice. And then there are four full-sized PCI Express Gen 3 slots, and yeah, let's flip it to the backside because here we can see with how many lanes they are actually wired. It's interesting to see. The first one comes with 16 lanes, the second one is an X4, the third one is an X8, and the fourth is also an X4 again. So what you can do in terms of multi-GPU systems is you can run SLI, because SLI with two cards, because SLI requires at least 8 lanes, or you can run three-way Crossfire X, because Crossfire X only requires 4 lanes. You could actually also even run 4-way, but then the problem would be that you would have to use a single slot VGA, because yeah, there is no slot difference in between here. So yeah, that's it for the PCI Express slots. Then yeah, we go on with like 2 USB 3.0 headers, where you can also like attach the headers which you have on your case and stuff. Yeah, the standard ATX power connector, then reset button, power button, cool stuff, very nice. I always love these, but I think it's like guys like me who test a lot of motherboards really need this kind of stuff more than a standard user, because a standard user is going to put this board in its case, close the side panel, and done they are, and then they will start and reset or whatever their motherboard or system using the buttons which are connected here apparently. So yeah, EPS power connector, 8-pin for additional power to the CPU, which is like necessary these days. So yeah, what we've not been talking about yet are the fan headers. There is none down here, but we have the first one here, the second one here, a third one here, a fourth here, and a fifth here. So in close proximity to the CPU, you have actually like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then next to the oh no, sorry, there is a total of 6 apparently. In very close proximity to the CPU, you have 4 fan headers, and next to the DIMM slots, or like the right-hand side of the motherboard, you have 2 more. And this is actually good to have some. I would honestly prefer to have one down here, because if you have the board in your case, imagine this is like, or that wall. Yeah, how to say. So behind here you have your case, and here in front you have your front fans, and here you have your back fan, which is pushing air outside. And you have like a fan down here, and you want to wire it to a onboard header. So your cable goes from down here to up here. But it would be honestly cool to go to here, because that's a shorter way. And then you have another one here, which goes here, and you have another one here, which goes here. That would make perfect sense, but okay, there are 2, which is kind of like a compromise, not too bad, but yeah, easy. As I say, I'd prefer it if there was another one, but as yeah, there you can see yourself. I mean, the battery is crammed in here. There are so many features on this board. ASRock would have had to make this an eATX format motherboard, which would then not really fit into any case anymore. And this being an ATX format board, it's going to fit into like the really vast majority of all cases are available these days on the market. Yeah, a few words about the power design again. There are these the 12 phases for the CPU, as I've already said. The power design, as always with high-end motherboards, is very high quality. It's definitely powerful enough that you can do very decent overclocking on the CPU. Then there are another 2 phases for the memory slots. There is 1 phase per channel. Yeah, definitely a capable power design. So last but not least, there are the connectors on the back side of the motherboard. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USB 3.1 type A headers. Those are the blue kind of rectangular ones. And then there is a type C connector, this oval thingy. Yeah, we even have a PS2 mouse keyboard connector, which is a cool thing if you have to debug the thing and whatever, because of whatever reason your gaming keyboard cannot be attached and doesn't work, doesn't allow you to go to BIOS, blah blah blah. Then we have two more USB ports, a display port connector, a DVI, and an HDMI connector, the two Intel LAN ports, the analog audio panel with the digital optical connector. Yeah, so that's been kind of like it. Did I forget something? No, not really. We've also been talking about the backside of the motherboard. A nice matte black PCB, apparently. And yeah, the heat sinks are attached with like really decent screws as well. I mean, back like a few generations ago, the screws which were used to attach the heat sinks were like really, really small. Meanwhile, the vendors go for much bigger screws. Yeah, cool thing. So yeah, that's been it with my unboxing review on the Extreme7 Plus from ASRock. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was kind of like interesting. And yeah, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, maybe you also share the video, that would be cool. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Bye bye, guys.